All right, Kamala Harris, Sunday night on 60 Minutes. Former President Trump, meanwhile, expected to hit the campaign trail almost every single day until Election Day, doing rallies, small speaking engagements, interviews, making retail stops. Joining me now is Trump 2024 National Press Secretary, Karoline Leavitt. Karoline, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Your thoughts on the month ahead? We are exactly 4 weeks away from the election.
Yeah, that's right. 1 month away from Election Day, and our team is more confident than ever in President Trump's chances of victory. He is working incredibly hard. He will be on the road almost every single day between now and Election Day, barnstorming the country from Pennsylvania to Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, North Carolina. You name it, he will be there, bringing his message to make this country safe and strong and wealthy again. President Trump is polling better than he ever has in 2020 and 2016. Kamala Harris is faring far worse than any Democrat who has ever run against President Trump. She's lagging behind where Joe Biden was in 2020 with key demographics, and it's because all Americans who have a little bit of common sense realize their lives are a lot worse off under her leadership. We need change. In this election, President Trump represents that change that we so desperately need.
You know, I understand what you're saying. I mean, President Trump overtaking Kamala Harris in the Real Clear Politics presidential betting average for the first time since September. We've got a new Yahoo News YouGov survey also finding that Trump has erased a 4-point deficit among likely voters that he saw in the outlet September poll, and now he's tied there with Harris. Both candidates, however, receiving 47% of voter support. And that's my issue, Karoline. I mean, here we are talking about, you know, these word salads that Kamala Harris gives. She never gives any details about any of her plans, what she wants to do. We hear, you know, issues on the edge, like she wants to raise taxes and she wants to have a 25% unrealized gains tax, but never hearing actually a cohesive strategy for governance. And yet, look how close she is to Trump. Trump never stops talking about his plans. He's telling us drill, drill, drill. He's telling us extend the tax cuts. He's telling us about foreign policy. And yet they're tied. How is that possible?
Well, we've always known it's going to be a tight race, Maria. Unfortunately, we are in a divided country. But if you really narrow down to these polls, especially in the battleground states, President Trump is making historic gains with demographics that Democrats need to win. Union workers, look at the Teamsters endorsement. More than 60% of their workers in their union said they are going to be voting for President Trump. That is historic, and it's why the Teamsters leadership, for the first time in many decades, decided not to endorse the Democrat in this race. If you look at Latino voters, I saw a new poll from NBC News this morning showing President Trump is leading in the Latino Sun Belt of Pennsylvania, where there's a majority Latino population. In fact, in one town that Democrats have always won, he's leading by double digits. If you look at young voters, Kamala Harris may have a slight lead, but she is lagging behind where she needs to be, where Joe Biden was in 2020. And so President Trump has very focused messages for all of these Americans who all share the same things. They want more money in their pockets. They want peace around the world. They want this war in the Middle East to end. They want the war in Ukraine to end. They want a secure southern border that's going to put them and their families first, not illegal immigrants first. And Kamala Harris has shown to be the opposite of a president. She is putting America last. And every time she speaks, every time she sits down for an interview, she proves how unfit she is to be the leader of the free world and the commander-in-chief of our military. Her 60 Minutes interview last night was a train wreck. And I hear she's going to be doing a lot more interviews in the coming days. I hope that she does, because again, every single time she sits down, she proves to the American people why she can't be trusted to lead this country.
Well, what states are you zeroing in on in terms of the battleground states? I mean, I'm hearing a lot about Pennsylvania, that if he wins Pennsylvania, he wins. I mean, the Philadelphia Inquirer is reporting that even in the deep blue city, working class voters are shifting toward Trump. In Philly, two bellwether counties, Erie and Northampton counties, also appear to be moving back to Trump ahead of the election, according to this new poll. The pollster signal of finding both counties favor Trump by 1 point, and he has room to grow his lead between now and November 5th. Erie and Northampton counties backed former President Barack Obama twice, Trump in 2016 and Biden in 2020. Swing states, Arizona and Nevada, you've got a new Suffolk University USA Today poll finds Harris leads Trump among Hispanic voters, but Trump has more gains among young male Hispanic voters compared to 4 years ago. So, Karoline, what states are you focused on right now, and will you be zeroed in on election night?
Well, since you mentioned Pennsylvania, there's no doubt the road back to the White House leads right through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. That's why President Trump has spent significant time there. He has a great bond with the people of Pennsylvania. You look at his rally in Butler, his big triumphant return, and he had more than 100,000 people show up. It was a spectacular evening, and we feel very good about our ground game in Pennsylvania. I'll give you a really encouraging statistic. In fact, in 3 historically Democrat-leaning counties, Bucks County, Beaver County, and Luzerne County, we are now outpacing Democrats with voter registration. We have flipped those counties red in terms of voter reg on the ground. That's a testament to President Trump's work ethic, going back to Pennsylvania repeatedly, but it's also a testament to our ground game, turning out these voters, getting them to register to vote, and educating them on how they can vote early for President Trump. That's a big part of this as well. So Pennsylvania, sure, but also President Trump is making great strides in the blue wall. Minnesota is a historically Democrat state that we're going on offense in. Michigan, Wisconsin, he's leading in Georgia, he's leading in Nevada, he's leading in North Carolina as well. And I would just say, let's not forget where the polls were in 2016. They had President Hillary Clinton up by nearly 10 points, and we all remember how that race turned out. President Trump supporters have always been underrepresented in the polls, and again, he's still polling better than he ever has. So that gives us a lot of confidence, but rest assured, we're not leaving any stone unturned. We're running this race like we are behind. President Trump is the hardest working person in American politics. He's going to be on the ground every single day between now and Election Day.
All right. Yeah. I mean, former First Lady Melania Trump told me she doesn't believe these polls either, that they're so close. Karoline, good to see you. Thank you so much. Karoline Leavitt from the Trump campaign.